Lions lost last night in the NFC Championship game. We're going to go over that game on here, some takeaways from the game, and then we're going to focus after today. Well, maybe after tomorrow because we'll be on the live stream. We're going to go focus straight to the offseason, and we're going to talk about free agency and the NFL draft, and we're going to start all over again. So that's how it's going to be on here. Later this week, we'll get Herm on here, talk about the game, what he wants to see going forward, and probably this season as a whole. I'm sure he's going to want to talk about that. So in this video, we're just going to go over the Lions' loss to the San Francisco 49ers, and woof, that one hurt when you're up 24-7 in the first half to lose to 34-21, 34-31. That was brutal. That was a brutal end to finish the game like that. So first quarter, second quarter, Lions did good. Third quarter, they are terrible. The third quarter, like every third quarter. And then the fourth quarter, they somewhat came back alive again, but lost the game anyways. It was too late at that point. I thought Jared Goff did well. He had two bad passes he overthrew. It was one to Sam Laporta. Forgot who the other one was to. And then he did ended up doing another pass that was short. Flea flicker, the first flea flicker that they did. So honestly, for Jared Goff, I thought he did all right. Maybe he was a little flustered, but it wasn't. He's not the reason we lost this game. There's many reasons we lost this game, being turnovers and drops, and some questionable fourth down calls. And I'm not gonna go too hard on that, and I'll give you my reasoning why. But thought he did all right. I thought Jared Goff did enough to win the game for him. The offensive line I thought was fantastic. They did a phenomenal job, open up the run lanes like crazy, protected Jared Goff like crazy. He got sacked twice, but man, he was able to stand in the pocket. The offensive line did a phenomenal job. The running backs did great until you fumbled the football. So, in all honesty, they put up a ton of rushes. We were dominating the run game in this game. But one crucial fumble with Jahmyr Gibbs really costed the game. We turn over near the 20-yard line. That was god-awful. That was right after the first possession in the second half where San Francisco got a field goal, and then we turn it over, and then they get a touchdown. That was brutal. Can't turn the ball over, and we did multiple fourth downs where you turn the ball over if you don't convert. So we had multiple turnovers, including, again, the fourth down that didn't make it, the fourth downs, plural, that didn't make it. You can't win games when you do that. You can't win games when you lose the turnover battle. That's just the way that it is. Vildor had a potential interception that resulted in a actual reception from, I think it was Ayuk, that funky play. You got to take advantage. When you don't take advantage, you're not going to win the games. And the Lions lost that game because of not taking advantage of opportunities and then screwing the pooch on yourself. Flags for the game was not bad at all. Not many flags. I thought the referees did a good job for the first time probably ever. This was not much of a flag game, and I personally like those games. Were there missed calls? Yeah, but I prefer less flags. That's the way that I am. So I thought they did a good job in a championship game. Dan Campbell in the fourth downs. I love the fact that he kicked the field goal in the first half. I was screaming, kick the field goal. Do not kick that field goal. Kick it. Good to go from that one. The second half, it was interesting play calls. First off, I'm not too upset that he went for it on a bunch of fourth downs in this game. I'm not too upset about it. I'm not going to get too mad because they're in that range of where they're at that, like the 30, 3-ish, 35-ish area where Michael Badgley, yeah, he kicked one earlier in the postseason here in the playoffs, but we've seen where he'll miss those. So I get it from there, from that. If you don't trust that he can make it, I get it. Plus, he is Dan Campbell, right? Like, you got to live with the good and the bad with Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell. So we wouldn't be here without Dan Campbell this spot because of the times that he went for it on fourth down. So I'm not going to go crazy and get super upset that we went for it and it didn't work this time. Because in all honesty, the drops. It was the fourth down to Josh Reynolds and he dropped it. Then Josh Reynolds dropped it again. St. Brown dropped it. Laporta dropped it. Jameson Williams dropped it. That's what was the reason we lost, is the drops and the turnovers. There you go. That was the game right there. That was the game. And missed tackles. There's a lot of missed tackles in there. To me, that's what did us in. And when you have an opportunity to catch the football and it's in your hands, you got to catch it. You have to catch it. And in the playoffs, you can't get away with too many of those. And we just had too many drops and resulted in the Lions' loss. Resulted in a loss. So it's unfortunate. It stings. It hurts. But it's the truth of the matter. And so we just got to get better there. For next year. Boy, I never seen Josh Reynolds drop so many balls. I don't know what was going on with the receivers in this game. In the first half, they were locked down. Second half, they couldn't catch a cold. It was absolutely crazy. Is a tale of two halves. I don't know what they drank, but if you guys had some Powerade or something in the second half, you need to switch that up. It didn't work for the Detroit Lions. Obviously, and we did a pretty good job slowing down Christian McCaffrey. I thought they did a really good job. They had a good game plan, stopping the run. Stopping the run. Well, another thing that killed us, and this is something they got to fix in this offseason. This has been the Lions' Achilles heel for 3 straight years. I don't know if it's going to get fixed because it's been consistently going mobile quarterbacks. We have got to figure this out. That killed us. Brock Purdy rushing. We have got to figure out a way to stop quarterbacks from running the football on a consistent basis because we have no defense for that. And that's why I wanted the 49ers over teams like the Jordan Love run Green Bay Packers because the mobility. And mobility came and killed us. He decided to put his legs up get those first downs. So, man, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and what other coaches are here? Because we don't know whether there's going to be some coaches hired. Ben Johnson probably get hired. Aaron Glenn may get hired as a coach. Probably not. But they need to figure out how to stop the mobile quarterback. They've got to come with a plan for 2024 and beyond to stop the dual threat quarterback. Because if we can't, it's automatic loss. What's the games that we lost this year? Brock Purdy's legs, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Jordan Love, Geno Smith. It is the mobile quarterbacks, man. That is our Achilles heel defensively. If we can get that fixed, that will be better going forward. It's going to be tough. You know, you get to the NFC Championship game, but and what are the odds of the Lions going back in a year? You know, it's hard. It's not easy. You know the schedule is going to get harder next year. You know the NFC North is better. Kirk Cousins, well, he may not be back to Minnesota, right? We don't know. But they could get a quarterback. They're a quarterback away. The Green Bay Packers look pretty good. The Chicago Bears got the first pick and I think another pick in the top 10. They're going to be better. It's going to be difficult. But we got to build this defense up. They got to build this defense up. If you want to compete in an attempt to do a repeat or go to a Super Bowl next year, we have got to get better defensively in the corner position and at the edge position. Very important this offseason to get better there. 100% better. And I am pretty much, for me, I am done talking about the negativity for the Detroit Lions and the loss here, because I believe that you just kind of got to let it go. So I want to go straight into the offseason and give you content about free agents in the draft. Something that's more positive, because we all can't live in this negativity. And right now there's a lot of negativity going on, and I don't really want to be. I want to change the trajectory after this loss last night. And thankfully, when you play the playoffs like we do, and you go to an NFC championship, you notice that the season is a lot longer. It's already a couple days. It's February, March, and then the draft. And then guess what? We're right back into training camp. So it's going to go quick. That's the one thing about having a long season like this is we're not waiting forever for the draft. We're not waiting forever for free agency. It's right down the corner now. So it's crazy. So we're gonna go over free agency. We're gonna go over a lot of mock drafts. What we need to get better from a player standpoint. Players do we bring back? I'm sure we'll get a Goff contract extension too. All of that stuff. That's what this channel is going to be all about. We're going straight in the offseason. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest Lions news and rumors.